Will Kayvon Thibodeaux be the Giants' next great pass rusher? We're going to listen to what Kayvon Thibodeaux has to say about wanting to play with the Giants and listen to what he feels that he believes will be his goals for his rookie season. I say he has a pretty good rookie season, but we'll go into it further. Tune in. Welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants news and rumors with Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be talking about Mr. Kayvon Thibodeaux today. Can he be the Giants' next great pass rusher? And we've had some pretty good pass rushers here in New York, from Lawrence Taylor to Michael Strahan, Wilbur Marshall, Matthias Kiwanuka, O.C. Umenyiora. I said Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, Jason Pierre-Paul. We've had our fair share of pass rushers, so we do have a great standard when it comes to pass rushers. So Kayvon Thibodeaux, in all honesty, I truly believe that he could be the next great pass rusher. I think a path has already been made for him to become the next great pass rusher, and fortunately for us, we got him at number 5. We're going to listen to a couple of clips from Mr. Thibodeaux and see exactly how he feels about playing with New York. We're going to go over an article, and we're just going to talk about Kayvon Thibodeaux, what he brings to the table, and I think he's going to be an absolute leader for this team going forward. I think he's going to have to come into that role. He's a rookie, so he's going to have to earn it. Most definitely, he's going to have to earn that role, and I think he's ready to learn to get that role, and I think he's going to do fine with that role. Just to be honest with you, I think he's going to do just fine with that role. So we're going to take a look into Mr. Kayvon Thibodeaux today, so let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome to the film room. As you can see, Mr. Kayvon Thibodeaux is right there in the screen, and we're going to just read through a little article here from Giants Now, and it says, Kayvon Thibodeaux expectations for year one. It's been exactly 2 months since the Giants drafted Kayvon Thibodeaux. He recently did a visit to the NFL Network in Los Angeles. Look for this guy to get a lot of visits, and he's going to be doing a lot of media to push his brand and push himself. Now, a lot of Giants fans are not too fond of him being a social media darling or promoting his brand. I say that's all good. As long as he brings it to the team, I believe that, hey, look, let him do what he does. Let him make his money. Let him build his brand. That's what you're here. That's what you're there for in the league. Hey, the league builds their brand off him. Why not let him build his brand off the league? One thing he's always said, yes, I'm about my brand and I'm about expanding myself and I'm about making some money. But I know that football is going to be the way for me to do that. So he knows that he has to be a Hall of Famer if he wants to build his brand the way that he wants to build his brand, like a Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan, if he wasn't a great and didn't build his brand the way, didn't play the way that he played on the field, became a Hall of Famer, he would never be the guy that he is today as far as building his brand, as far as TV contracts and making appearances and being paid just to be Michael Strahan. So he wants that status after his playing days, and he knows that he wants, he's going to have to play very well in order to get that. Now, just to go through a couple of quotes, he says, I don't want to think too big for my first season, but he wants to get at least 1 sack a game or contribute to 5 or 10 tackles a game. That would be good his rookie year. Let's say if he gets 16 sacks and 80 tackles, that's ridiculous. That's defensive rookie of the year. Hell, he can be in a conversation for defensive player of the year in some aspects. So if he does that, that would be great. But it says, in addition to Ojulari, Thibodeaux's accompanying in the defensive lineman room by Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence and a mix of other guys. Yes, I believe our front seven could be one of the best in the league. I'm going to make a video about our linebackers because the league doesn't feel as good as about the linebackers as I do, but I'll make a rebuttal video to that. But the best thing about Thibodeaux, he has Michael Strahan as a mentor, and he was mentoring him before he even came to the Giants. So that tells you the caliber player that he is. Strahan was already talking to this man before he even became a Giant. So that's a great thing. But we're going to listen to a couple of interviews and see exactly what he's talking about. And then I'm going to give my assessment, and then we're going to close this out. All right, so let's get tuned in to the interviews. All right, here's the first interview. Let's take a listen.
You end up with the New York Giants. The Giants have a reputation for obviously putting out, developing pass rushers. What was your initial thought when you heard the commissioner say Kayvon Thibodeaux, New York Giants?
I mean, the truth behind, there was never a thought in my mind where I didn't think I was going to the Giants. Like, it was, and that's my honest truth. Like, you asked me a year ago, I would have said the Giants. Maybe not a year because I know what the record was, but, you know, leading up to the draft, I felt the Giants. I knew that's where I wanted to be regardless of what pick it was. So when the commissioner called it, it was like, it's time. You know, when I'm sitting in the green room and I see, like, okay, we got the Jets next and the Giants, it'll be the Giants.
So what is it about the Giants? What is it about, like, that organization? What was it about how they do things that really appealed to you?
I think it's when I went there, you know, not only how much they dedicated to the process and to me in the process, but just seeing the people around the building, seeing the people, you know, throughout the ins and outs of it. It's like, one, there's a lot of young guys in the building, and not just on the team, but I mean in the back office. So they do have like a forward thinking, and then just seeing how they all come together. There's probably not one person who's, you know, down in the building. Everybody kind of is buying into what they have, and you know, a lot of places where they don't really tell you before the process is there's usually a disconnect between like the back office and the coaches. There, I feel like it's a really good mesh. So everybody's on the same page with who they want and how they want the system to be ran.
All right, as you heard right there, Kayvon Thibodeaux wanted to be a Giant. He wanted to be a Giant since his last year at Oregon. So, I mean, that's a very good thing. I do appreciate this man wanting to be here with this team. You got to have people here that want to be here. And he was very excited to be drafted here to the New York Giants. As you can see with him and Lil Sam, they were out there, they were pumped. And I believe he feels that New York is the great stepping stone for him to building his brand the exact way that he wants to build his brand. And I'm not mad at that. I can't be mad at a guy that wants to build his brand. Hell, I'm trying to do that here with Big Pat Sports Talk. I'm trying to build my brand. So how can I be mad at another man for wanting to build his brand just because he's in a higher place to where he can build his brand? And they say once you win here in New York, you're a legend. As Michael Strahan, as Eli Manning, as Phil Simms, as Lawrence Taylor, as Carl Banks, ask all those guys. They're legends. As Antonio Pierce, as O.C. Umenyiora, Matthias Kiwanuka, they probably don't have to pay for anything in New York because they're winners. And that's what he wants to build here, and we need more guys like him to be on this team. Just being honest with you, I mean, I'm glad that he wants to be with the New York Giants. And one thing that he said this organization is together. The new organization that we have here, they're together. They want to play. I mean, they're building together. Everybody is on one accord, and that's what you need to build a winning organization. So hopefully that turns into something good. To be honest with you, I think we're going to have something good here within the next year or two. Hey, maybe this year. Like Lou says, 11-6 is definitely possible. It could definitely happen. I can't wait for it to happen, and I'm glad that we got this guy. But we're gonna get into this second part of this little interview that he had with Bucky Brooks. Shout out to Bucky Brooks too, very good guy. Love his interviews. But let's get into the second interview with Bucky Brooks.
Goals for your first season. If I said, like, at the end of the year, Kayvon Thibodeaux has accomplished blank, what would be a success for you?
First, we got to win. I think winning, 4 games wasn't enough last year, and I feel like if we can win 8 games, if we can win 9 games, if we can make the playoffs, I think that'll be where I'm feeling good about where we're going to be. But honestly, Super Bowl. I know that sounds crazy as a rookie, but I feel like we have the talent. I believe in the guys on the offense and the guys on defense. So if we could push that envelope and keep going and build that team camaraderie, I feel like we could be there. We could be in that. I ain't gonna say we gonna be.
Okay, here we go.
We could be there.
Here we go.
Now, as you can see how he answered that question, he said 8 games, 9 games. He was totally honest. He's an honest guy. He knows that we're not going to win the Super Bowl the very first year. Everybody knows that. But he's an honest cat. And he honestly answered that question. He said, hey, look, I want to win more than 4 games than what we won last year. And he said we, and he wasn't even a part of that team last year. So that tells me that he does have leadership qualities. He owned a record that he wasn't even a part of last year. He was with Oregon last year. He was in college. He wasn't even in the pros last year. But he said 4 wins was not good enough. We only had 4 wins last year, and that's not good enough. And he's totally true. That's why I believe that this guy will be the next great pass rusher, and he will be one of the leaders going forward to turn this team around. He's an absolute beast, and he has lofty expectations. He knows that if he gets a Super Bowl here in New York, his brand is set. And you may not like the reason why he wants to win here in New York, but if he gets what he wants, we get what we want. If he gets what he wants, which is a Super Bowl ring to build his brand, don't we get what we want? Don't we want this team to win a Super Bowl? Don't we want this team to be a winning team? So you can't be mad at a man that wants to build his brand, and I can't be mad at the reason why he wants to win. Is it a little bit selfish? Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe you can take it that way. It's a little bit selfish. He wants to win here because he knows he will be immortalized. He knows that if he gets a ring here in New York, he could do whatever he wants to do. He could do what he's doing right now. He could be in the media. He can have his own show. He's going to get endorsements out the wazoo. So be it. So be it. If he happens to get all that he wants and we're a winning team, we both win. So the Giants fans that are complaining and saying that this guy, he's a fake, he's only about his brand. If he's about his brand as much as you say he is, that means he has to be a winner. There's no way he could build the brand that he wants and we're losing. So we have to be a winner in order for him to build his brand. So just accept it. Just accept it. As long as he goes out there, he does the right things. He's not getting in trouble with the law, which he will not do because he wants to build his brand. Just accept it, man. Let this guy do what he wants to do. And let's see what he does. Let's see what the man does. I believe he's going to be a leader. You might not like that as well, but he's going to be a leader. Just look at him. Just look at the way he answers questions. Look at his persona. Look at just feel the energy off of him. I think this cat is going to be a dominant player. Give him about a week or two. You might see him be the best player on this team. In all honesty, you might see this guy be the best player on this team from the get-go. So I think this guy's the next great Giants pass rusher. I think it's already been made for him. He just has to put in the work and tell him about his persona and just the way he moves. He's going to put in the work most definitely, and he's going to get to that goal. And I hope he makes it to his goal, because if he does, that means we're a winner. Point blank simple. That means we're a winner. So, hey, I'm putting my stamp on approval of Kayvon Thibodeaux being the next great Giants edge rusher, in all honesty, and I hope he does it. And just a little tidbit, Art Stapleton, he says another interesting tidbit from Michael Strahan. When he talked to Tiki, he says he connected with Kayvon Thibodeaux when he was at Oregon, urging Harold Reynolds well before Thibodeaux became a Giant. Strahan was confident of him. This is about Strahan. He said, we knew Thibodeaux and Strahan had a relationship, but the initial belief was that their connection was born when KT visited the Giants' 30 visit. Turns out they were connected way earlier, which admittedly I didn't know until a few minutes ago. Yeah, so this guy Kayvon Thibodeaux, he's next, man. Let's see what this video is about here.
And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, live on Total Access. Kayvon Thibodeaux, man, we're excited to have you here and on Total Access, man.
Man, I'm excited to be back, back in LA. The sun is shining. It's been a blessing.
Hey, so you got drafted to a team, right, that has a rich history of pass rushers. Starting back to LT, then you got Strahan, then you got OC, then you got Tuck, then you got JPP. There are going to be a lot of expectations from this organization, from this fan base. Number 5 overall pick. There are going to be a lot of people expecting a lot of great things out of you as a pass rusher. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, all of those guys, they set the standard, so I at least have an idea of what I need to strive for. And the greatest thing about it is they love the organization. So they've been back. I've already connected with a lot of them, and they've been really giving me bits and pieces that'll help me in the long run.
So in your rookie year, you have an opportunity. You're going to go in and play for a head coach who's also a rookie. Kind of talk to us a little bit about Coach Dabo's style and like how he likes to get you guys ready for the upcoming season.
He's a true player's coach, and everything that he's been doing has been for the players, and he has a real idea of how he wants the team to go. So just building camaraderie and really getting an idea for each other, right? Because there are a lot of new guys out there, but yeah, he's been doing it the right way, and he gives us the freedom to be who we are and really love the game.
That's awesome. So last thing I got for you, you play in a division who I feel like has the most athletic quarterbacks of any division. You got Dak Prescott, you got Carson Wentz, you got Jalen Hurts, and even your quarterback. He's one of the most athletic quarterbacks in this league.
That is true. We do play in division with some pretty good athletic quarterbacks in Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, and Carson Wentz. Even though he messes up a lot, he has some athleticism there. That he can make some plays if you let him get out that pocket. He can definitely hurt you in that aspect. So I'm not underestimating any quarterback in this division, but I truly believe our defense could be special this year, where we won't have to worry about those quarterbacks in our division. But let's see.
So every pass rush specialist has their go-to move, right? When the game is on the line and all the apples on the bed, you got to make sure that you get into the quarterback and you're getting him down. What is your go-to move? I want to kind of get you to demonstrate to the people that's watching at home that go-to move when the game is on the line, when you're trying to win the game.
So when the game is on the line, it's a couple things that really play into it. A situation. So for me, by the time the fourth quarter comes, it's 3rd down and 10, 4th and whatever, I want to know the snap count. I got to have the snap count down because you got to move with the ball, not on the ball. So I always want to start it off with speed.
All right, let's show them.
So when I get off, I always go with speed, and the greatest thing you have is that long arm, right? 1 is longer than 2. So keeping that distance and then being able to play off of it, right? So if you do get me and I can't get around, and you overset me, I can come back and I still have opportunity to get to the quarterback. But off of that long arm, I have so many moves that it's my world, right? I'm letting you play into my game.
That's one thing, as a pass rusher, you can never be one-dimensional. You never know what the offensive lineman is going to give you, and that's a great thing to make sure that you know how to react to what they give you.
Also, what he demonstrated there is that he's a student of the game. And what he did right there, that also helps you at stopping the run as well. If you're able to get your arm into the chest of the lineman and determine where he's going, say if it's an outside run, you can hold him there at the line and hold the edge. Or if it's an inside zone, you can hold him there, swim off of him, and get to the inside and make the tackle. So he's very strong, 6'4" or 6'5", very strong, long arms, extremely quick off the line. This demonstration here shows, I'm not going to say it shows you why that he will be the next great pass rusher, but it shows you that he's a student of the game and he studies the game. And that's one of the greatest things of your repertoire that you can have as a pass rusher. If you can stack that offensive lineman and determine where he goes and not let him put his arms on you and control you at the on the defensive line, you're doing very good. So, like I said, that move right there, that shows a lot, man. And he's gonna be able to use that move. And if he's getting off the line very fast, that long arm move is gonna be you're gonna see him knock some linemen on their butts. Just to be honest with you, but let's continue.
Now, one thing I did want to leave. I didn't want to leave here without getting some advice because I am going into this new world.
Okay.
So is there anything you have for a young bull or even, young guys watching this who can really take it and go forward and be strong in life?
First and foremost, all the young players that I had the opportunity to be around and work with, I tell them the same thing. Make sure that you understand the playbook.
Yeah.
Your greatest asset that you can have as a player is knowing what you're doing and being available. So if you're out there, you're doing it the right way, you're available, you have a lot of expectations, high expectations to say that as the number 5 pick. So teams they're gonna expect you to know what you're doing. So you gotta get into that playbook. Day in and day out, make sure that you know what you're doing. You gotta make sure that you're always giving all out effort nonstop so your teammates can depend on you. When it's tough, the games are going to get tough. They're going to always be adversity in games. You got to make sure that your team can depend on you. So showing them that during the training camp process, and also making sure when the vets call on you to do something as a rookie, don't start to feel like, hey man, I'm too big for that.
Yeah.
We all had to go through it. We all had to do our jobs as rookies and carrying pads, carrying helmets, and going to get food. So if you do those things, man, you're going to have a successful rookie year.
Come on,
Looking
man. I
forward to it.
appreciate you. It's time.
All right, man. That was the interview with Thomas Davis. Shout out to Thomas Davis. That guy came over, I think, like 3 ACL tears to continue his career with the Carolina Panthers, which is pretty dope, man. He overcame a lot of adversity in his career, so that's a pretty good guy to listen to when it comes to, conducting yourself as a professional. He was very good at blitzing the quarterback from the linebacker position as well. So shout out to Thomas Davis, man. I just think this kid, Kayvon Thibodeaux, man, he's going to be the next great Giants pass rusher. He's going to be here for years to come. You guys let me know what you think. You guys tell me if I'm off my rocker or if I'm putting too much on him too fast. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm quite sure the comments. You guys will let me know if I'm crazy or not. You always do. Appreciate you guys, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of Kayvon Thibodeaux today, and I'm just letting you know that I truly believe that he's going to be the next great Giants pass rusher, and it is what it is, man. If you like the guy, if you don't like the guy, you should be rooting for the guy, because if the guy does what he wants to do, which is build his brand to even past Michael Strahan, you got to root for the guy, because if he does that, that means we're a winner. That means we're a winner, and he did it right here in New York. And what better place to do great things and become a winner and become a champion than here in New York? So if he gets to build his brand and we're a winner, I'm with it all the way. But you guys let me know. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit that comment button. Hit the comment button. Hit the subscribe button. Comment on the video. Big Pat merch, Big Pat Sports Talk merch is in the Big Pat Sports Shop. Go to the Big Pat Sports Shop, copy some merch. And all honesty, man, you guys let me know what you think about Kayvon Thibodeaux. Do you think he's an arrogant, you know what? Do you think he's fake? Do you think that he could be a great player? Do you think that he will be the next great Giants pass rusher? Does he get to the level of a Michael Strahan? We will see. But until the next video, peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.